Hey everyone, welcome to another video. Today we're going to talk about issue number 4 of Rogue and Gambit, written by Stephanie Phillips. But before we dive into the story, I want to ask you a favor. If you enjoy this video, please leave a like and a comment to help the channel grow. This issue opens 3 months ago with the Juggernaut fighting against the Absorbing Man in an all-out battle. And while this is going on, we get a bit of narration stating that power is a construct, for he used to believe power could be created via serums constructed in a lab. And with those serums, extraordinary abilities could be given to humans. And while they have succeeded in testing the limits of the human body, his company has failed to consider that true power already exists. For the person behind everything is the power broker. So as he watched, he is accompanied by several individuals from all over the world, which includes Ambassador Brousseau of Britain. And by the looks of it, the ambassador wasn't trying to hear his pitch, for he heard it all before. He heard the promises of technology to level the playing field between mutants and humans. And because of that, he wasn't interested in being a part of yet another one of the power broker's failures. So with that said, the power broker does admit that not all his ventures have yielded the intended results, but at the end of the day, the ambassador is still here, because he believes humanity shouldn't be left behind by mutant kind. So to demonstrate just how much control they will have over the chip mutants, he presses a single button, and instantly the Absorbing Man completely stops in his tracks, and allowed the Juggernaut to beat him down. Now that was something the ambassador could get behind, for this was more than just a device that made people fight, this was a device that made people obey. So with the demonstration a success, the ambassador was completely on board with the power broker. So with that being said, we skip over to the current day with Rogue kneeling over a dead mutant, for after she removed the device, the person immediately died. So with that revelation, the massive bulb doors slid open, and out walked the power broker saying, "How, maybe she'll think twice before using brutish strength to remove pieces of technology that she doesn't comprehend." So with rage filling her heart, Rogue dashes straight toward the power broker at full speed in an attempt to end this, but before she could get there to deliver her hit, Juggernaut completely blindsided her and sent her flying to the ground. So with no time to waste, Rogue returns to her feet, for the longer she waits to deal with the power broker, the harder it would be to correct these issues. So as she gears up for round 2, out of nowhere Manifold teleported behind her and attached the device to the back of her neck, sending her crashing to the ground completely unable to move. Now with Rogue completely defenseless, the broker approached her and told her that she might feel a small pinch, but he promised it will be over quickly. So while the chip was coming online, a barrage of cards rained down from above and exploded on impact, clearing the way for Gambit to make his arrival. So with Gambit on the scene, he instantly places himself between the broker's forces and his love, Rogue, and with haste, he removed the device from her back and crushed it in his hand. But see, just because he was able to remove it, didn't mean she was free from his control, because, with a clean left jab, she punched Gambit right in the face. For the device was partially integrated with Rogue's nervous system, which means the power broker had control of her body while Rogue still had control over her speech and mind. So with Rogue partially under the power broker's control, he orders her to kill Gambit while he and his guest leave. So with the fight on, Gambit tries his best to play keep away, while Rogue body attacks without remorse. But strangely enough, the couple takes this time to speak through several issues they were facing. So with that said, Rogue started by saying that self-deprecation does not mean you're forgiven for that Cajun. In which Gambit replies by saying, "Is this the power broker fighting me, or you?" Because to Remy, that statement sounded a bit personal. So with that out there, Rogue throws yet another hook while saying defend yourself to Gambit. So in his words, he would never fight her. But see, Rogue wasn't done with the subtle attacks, because she states if only you felt that way back in New Orleans, which was a reference to their argument. So with Rogue fist finding its home in Gambit's stomach, Remy refused to back down and shot back by saying he never wanted to fight her to begin with, but she never listens to him. So, with the argument intensifying, Rogue called BS and said he gotta be kidding her, for she asked him if he believes he is the only one not being listened to. So to defend his claim, Gambit states that whenever they buy new furniture or go somewhere to eat, he always let her choose. So with Rogue hitting her boiling point, she shouts out how she is getting tired of him being passive-aggressive because before, she used to catch him staring at her to the point where he couldn't take his eyes off of her, but now she doesn't even know where he is even at most of the times, even when he is sitting right next to her. And because of that, she feels as if he is keeping things from her, for she could feel since he died in Otherworld things haven't been the same. And to make things worse, he refuses to talk about it. And she is fully aware there are things they both don't say out loud, but she thought that after everything, she would be the person he trusted and loved enough to talk to instead of reaching for a bottle. Now this hit home, because the last thing Remy ever wanted is for Rogue to feel like she isn't loved. So with a mean uppercut, Rogue sent Gambit flying while the other controlled individuals began to surround them. Because Power Broker orders her to absorb everyone's powers in the room, which her body started doing without her command. So with time ticking, Rogue tells Gambit the only way to stop this is to get the remote from the Power Broker before it is too late. So with that out there, Gambit starts to make his way to the rooftop, where we see the Power Broker entering a helicopter in an attempt to escape, but before he could get far, a card ripped through the propellers, sending it crashing to the ground below. So defeated and heavily wounded, the Power Broker crawls from the wreckage in an attempt to escape, only to be met by the Cajun. And Gambit was playing no games and wanted the remote now, in exchange for not blowing off his legs. But through their interactions, he discovered even with the remote, Rogue still wouldn't be free just as long as he have the device in her head. So with that bad news, a supercharged Rogue comes crashing out of the base completely out of control. So with that said, issue number 4 of Rogue and Gambit comes to an end. So down in the comment section below, let me know your thoughts about this issue and what predictions you could have moving forward. So with that established, I hope you enjoyed this video, and please don't forget to leave a like and a comment if you want to see more videos like this. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.